And just like that, starting a bit earlier than I thought I was gonna, but let's get the light on. There we go. You hear the printers going in the background. Just figured I'd go slower, lower pressure, and having all that chaos of doing the open draw stream with Rich and Pops, and just take it back to a little less chaotic. Oh, that looks like Brock. I think Brock's in this one. Hello, Brock. I saw your little icon. Sorry to call you out if you were trying to go incognito. Yeah, just chipping away. I got a really ambitious panel I set up here, so I figured I'm gonna be at it for a while. I might as well get some of it on camera. Ah, thanks for popping in, Zach. You as well. What have you been working on lately? I haven't really... I know you got like the action figures thing going on, but... I've been so swept up in that comics madness thing, I haven't really seen a lot outside of it. Oh man, I know. I said I was gonna take a sabbatical after finishing up Badger 2, and I took like probably a couple nights off to just kind of decompress, and then I ended up not drawing for like 3 weeks because just bullshit piling up on top of bullshit. It's like, man, I think I'd rather just be busy drawing. I'll have to come back to that. I didn't plan that out very well. Oh yeah, I tuned out a while ago. Yeah, that's Badger responding to a purple guy trying to explain the philosophy behind pairing two different spells together. So this runs from the last page, which was the party acknowledging that Badger's saying that they had to do something with the coin formerly known as Black Dog before they could continue after the book. I think this one panel might be the most detailed thing I've ever drawn in Badger so far. Oh, thanks, Zach. Yeah, Joe's been bugging me for like the better part of a year to do some like fantasy map style stuff. He first brought it up, he's like, do the fantasy map thing, like in The Hobbit. And I'm like, do you have any idea how fucking long that takes, man? Like, well, we're all about to find out. Badger and Janky crossovers. I hope so. I really hope so. I've talked to Mike Sears about a couple of different things that I'd like to get in the works at some point. We're just both so damn busy, like spearheading straight ahead. There's been light conversation about I don't want to say anything too definitive, but I really like the idea of seeing if we can put our heads together and make a video game. It's a conversation we kind of started but didn't get too far into. Because I know now that Mike's with lesser known comics, I'm not sure if there's a contract involved that has to do with Rabbit Man, or but I don't think that his deal with lesser known comics has anything to do with Joe the Janitor. I think that's a separate entity altogether. Yeah, I'd love to do a Badger video game. I used to do quite a bit of animation, and a video game is just something that's been like in the back of my mind for years. And I know that Mike has some experience with doing indie video games. Again, this is all just wishful, dreamy thinking. There's nothing set in stone. It's just like a conversation we started to have a while ago. I'll touch base with them about that again. A Badger card game. There's an idea. Like one of those like high fantasy world building things. They make those fictional card games for like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And I think Dave Sim had a fictional card game in Cerebus with these really complex rules. That would be kind of neat. So many little trees to draw. Oh, if I was a smarter person, I would have started at the top and worked my way down. Let's do that now. Nah, Mike, or Zach, remind me later to... I'll send you a link, because I know Mike's done, I think at least 2 different Rabbit Man video games. Like just little, I think they're free to play online, and I'll hunt them down and send you links. He's done some pretty cool video game stuff. Hey, Joe's in. Hello, Joe. Nice to see ya. You just getting home from the school, or did you have some like after curricular stuff that you're getting back in from? I ask a question and then I take forever before I look at the phone for the answer. Oh, Joe says it's looking good. Thanks, Joe. The school and the Post must be mailing out more copies of Mari Selinsky and the Wonder Kitty. I know UFOs, that fanzine, like mail trading organization, but Steve Keeter, is that the, like, is that the 80s steampunk? God, Steve Keeter, why can I not think of exactly whose project? I can't picture the project for some reason. I know him from Talking Small Press. Small Press Publishers. Talking Small Press. Small Press Publishers. Oh man, my head's like in a fog. Small press publishers. That rings a bell too, but I can't remember the exact details of it. I hope I'm not getting sick. Hey, and we got Sean McMillan in. Hello, Sean. How you been? When's Old Timey Tales coming? When can I have that in my hands? I need a release date right now. As soon as you walk in. Spotlight. Come on in, let me take your coat. Answer my questions. December. Oh, okay. Cool. God, the rate I'm going, it's probably going to be December before I can get like the actual normal launch to Badger 2 out. I'm just getting ghosted by the university, but I kind of get it. I can't be their priority. So it's looking like drop shipping from Michigan is going to be the answer, but if I'm going to do that, I need to put Badger 1 in inventory first. So either way, Badger's coming to the States. I mean, it always could have gone to the States, it's just going to be cheaper. Cheaper for you guys. So we got Old Timey Tales coming in December. We've got... God, I'm losing track of Joe. We've got The Heist Part 1. Hold on, what's in my drawer? That's the Prisoner Agenda. Yeah, so we got The Heist coming from Joe in December, because that's the Prisoner Agenda Part 2 that I just got like last week. It's all coming together, guys. Sean, are you going? Are you going to use Wellspring for Old Timey Tales, or is that going to be another like what do you call them? A mini or like ash can, or are you going full blown? Just curious. Oh man, why did I draw so many trees? Full on self-printing for Old Timey Tales. Did you get a color photo printer to do that? Joe mentioned also that either Cat to the Future or Not a Chance from Ken Bailey. I think he means that's going to be also coming in December. Why did you pencil them? What, the trees? I don't know. After like you get into the swing of it, maybe it's like compulsive. I just started seeing all the empty space and was like, damn it, more trees. It'll be worth it when I'm done, but it's gonna be a bitch to color. Dope. Sean's got an awesome color printer. I'm jealous. That's what I want to do eventually, instead of this whole like run to the university, do limited print run, and then also warehouse like inventory down in the States because the border keeps screwing me. I'd like to have like a large format photo printer that I could just run from here, and then I could do my Canadian circulation. I could just handle it all myself, and then only have to use a warehouse and drop ship in the States. Keep the cost down on both sides. I've crunched all the numbers. I just need to trip over a really nice printer. I can make it work. If anybody has a large format photo printer sitting around gathering dust, please let me know. Either the armies of Uncle Sam will have to march north, or the armies of the Dominion will have to slather southward like maple syrup to end our shipping woes. Yeah, pretty much. UPS is cheap. Print them, staple them, and ship them all in one shop. How cheap you talking? That's just probably a little different on my side, but hey, Pops is in. What's up? Yeah, really, right? I know when I went to do the first 25 for 25 for Badger 2, I'll be completely candid and let everybody know that I paid a little over $10 per copy of that damn book to get it printed at a local, like, I'm talking commercial copy center too, like the kind of place that politicians go to get brochures and like corporate t-shirts and crap. And even there, it was over $10 a book. Like, this printing cost thing is just the bane of my existence. Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, mind you, that's for like a 10.5 by 6.5 or whatever the hell the dimensions end up being, but it is not cheap here. Like, when I was getting the books done at the university, and I was charging $10 per book, $15 to the US because of the shipping, I was paying about $6 per book. So I was only picking up a couple bucks per sale on that. That's part of why I'm just going to start using Wellspring out of Michigan. Like, screw it. So it's going to cost me like a little bit less than getting them done here once the exchange rate's factored in, but they're going to handle like all the shipping and handling and distribution crap for me. So it's kind of a no-brainer. It only shoots me in the foot in that I can't hold inventory myself. That's my only real concern. Joe jumping ahead on those Inktober's. I don't think you're supposed to publicly admit that you draw ahead. You're just supposed to pretend that you're a machine. I mean, I'm not even doing it. I've tried to do it 2 or 3 times. I was burnt out after about a week. Yeah, write the date on it. Write the date on it, the day that it's actually due. That's pretty good. I said, man, like, I'm not judging. I'm sure everybody does it. I'm just saying I don't think you're supposed to say it out loud, that's all. Mix up the shape of these trees a little bit from my original sketch. It's a little too symmetrical. If you want to see someone who seems like a machine at all this, it's Pops. Yeah, that guy's like a social networking friggin' exactly that, just machine. Joe's referencing Pops Van Zandt from the Madness comic network. It's essentially a radio show going almost like, I don't know, what, 11 hours a day or something like that. And it's just promoting indie comic creators. It's a pretty awesome platform. I recommend anybody check it out. All things comic related madness. And I'm on the show every once in a while, about once a week lately anyway. I'm sure I'll be there however long they'll let me be there. Yeah, I saw him pop in and say hi. I got a message on my phone from a DM in the D&D game I play, and I can't respond to it because I'm doing this. So there's like a button that all active chat head windows send link to my live stream. Facebook, get your head out of your ass. Give us that button. I would gladly answer him in the comments on this. Currently camping, the signal sucks. Keep up the good work, my man. Looking forward to Friday. Oh, yeah. So as Sean's talking about there, I appreciate you popping in if you're camping. Like, that's pretty cool. But I did an interview for with Orrin Phillips for Dollar Bin Bandits, and that is scheduled to air this Friday over on the Dollar Bin Bandits channel. I will put a link to their YouTube channel down in the comments after this video. Unless Sean has it and wants to drop it now. Or Joe. That Dollar Bin link. That's a lot of trees. I think I'm just going to draw trees until my phone battery dies. And then tomorrow I'll probably have to draw some more trees. Oh no, tomorrow I'm playing D&D. I wish I could tell Matt. Ayo, there it is. Sean just dropped a link for Dollar Bin Bandits. It's awesome little podcast. They interview the heavy hitters that used to work for Marvel, DC Comics. I would start to drop names right now, but it's a long list. I know Richard Comley is one of the more recent ones, the creator of Captain Canuck. He was on there, and I think he's president of Lev Gleason Publishing or something like that. But anyway, these guys know guys. They are super connected. A lot of really interesting stories from the old bullpen and guys that knew Stan Lee. It's definitely worth checking out. Oh, and me for some reason. Just, this guy, this schmuck. They wanted to talk to this schmuck. It's actually a pretty sweet honor. I'm glad that Orrin wanted to have me on the show. Dan Didio, yes. I think I listened to about half of that one in the car on their Spotify. That structure there, is that the castle? Yes, Joe, that is the castle that I've been building up to. Well, I mean, yeah. Joe and I, there's like the Badger crossover, and we've got like a little chat going on the side. We lightly edit over each other's stuff before it goes to print. And so Joe's already familiar with the script of Badger 3 and knows that they're heading to this castle, which I loosely modeled off of the Notre Dame Cathedral in France. There's going to be some very insane detailed interiors coming down the pipe. The rest of Badger 3 is going to be a painstaking, slow production compared to the other two. Starting with this panel right here. That's right. Joe says no spoilers. Not even sure if I'm still staying on camera with a lot of this. Speaking of loose spoilers, what sort of things did you discuss on Dollar Bin Bandits? God, man, it was a while ago that I had that talk with Oren. I don't entirely remember. Mostly, like, he was just asking, the basic stuff about what inspired you to get into, like, comic books and stuff. It was like a get-to-know-you type meet and greet. Talked about indie projects, a lot of stuff from the 90s, and I'm not entirely sure. Really, because I mostly know those guys as, it's like they're the Marvel and DC guys, so it's mostly all superhero type stuff, and that's not really my bag for the most part. I don't automatically shy away from things because they're superhero, but I don't automatically gravitate towards them either. Joe, why didn't you stop me from drawing all these trees? Somebody should have took the pencil out of my hand. Just go straight in with ink and draw 100 million little trees. I dare anybody to count these. I didn't. My father used to draw battlefields of thousands of soldiers, many scenes and skirmishes. I used to try that all in ink from that one four-colored pen they sell. I love those. The little pen that clicks and yeah. I used to carry one of those around like everywhere. It's one of my go-tos for like a pocket sketchbook. Just that like four-color ballpoint. I love those pens. I think I still got one I've got one in my like tote bag. These pens are great for helping you like think in layers while you're just like doodling or sketching something. Just do it really quick. to replace the nib in this pen soon. There we go. I recall around 1989 or so, someone got me a 16 color ballpoint. Most of the colors are dried out, so it was really like a 9 color pen. Yeah, I remember back in the 90s, those got really popular. Really big cylinders with like the 20 or so different colors. Those weren't nearly as good as those little, I think Bic makes the little super sharp click 4 color ones. It looked like a most inappropriate apparatus. Still talking about those like 16 and 20 color, like weird. I guess they weren't even ballpoint, the big ones. They were, I don't remember. It was like something really. It's like this weird thin stick. Now I want to find one, but yes, yeah, they absolutely had a phallic, a pseudo phallic design to them. Alright, I think I'm going to come up to the roof of the castle. And then I'm probably going to call this stream because I've got Matt hanging here waiting for an answer about D&D. I could also just genuinely use a break. There's a lot of little trees. This notification. I know this little app This little button. Trying to experiment. There's a little add button. I pulled Joe sent a request. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but
Why, hello there.
hey, there he is. I was gonna say we're just kind of screwing around. So you on
Yeah,
video?
I was down here at the bottom and wondered what it did. So
Does that?
I just figured something out here. I might be able to like become more of a force in here. Now maybe make it over here the distillery I got going back here, and the Canadian government won't mind, but I'm surely the American will. Yeah, better not hear something.
You got a water purifier set up? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a it's another hydrocarbon
Purifier.
I'm drinking a clear liquid, but anyhow, yeah. So maybe, yeah. How many people can join in on this?
Oh man, I don't know. I know like Pops, for example, they run theirs through StreamYard. I think they can get like 20 people or something. But I can't simulcast. I've tried. I don't know how many people you can get in the Facebook one.
He has to have an immense amount of tech there, because I think when he popped in, I think he was broadcasting. Now he disappears for a few seconds and then comes back.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. I
The man is
either I was offhandedly mentioned in their show and he went to go check, or he was checking to see my audio to see if I was like why I was causing problems on the last show. I don't know. These are just assumptions.
I need to figure out some way to. I don't know even know how one would draw this way. I'd have to set up. You have some sort of a tripod, don't you?
It's a dash mount from a car. Kristen gave it to me as a gift, and I had it in the car for the longest time, and then I wasn't using it in the car, and now I just stick it on my drafting kit.
I wonder who that other person online is. Is Trish? Is that you? There's no telling who's lurking in the.
No, not really. You'll see the last person that came in's icon, but other than that, it's just complete guesswork. That could be anybody. That could be your stalker. I hope you don't have a stalker.
Me, a stalker?
Yeah.
That would insinuate popularity.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Well, maybe next time, well, if you don't mind, I can pop in, and that way I'm not. I think I've written quite a novel of quotes here.
No, man, the more the merrier. It's all good. I know, like, for the most part, I'm still going to kind of keep to doing this on Sundays, so I'll probably do the Madness stream more than on my own, but I can do both, for sure. This was just kind of an impromptu thing because I knew I had, like, a bajillion trees. I'm like, why the hell would I not get it on camera?
Like I said, I would not have penciled all those. I would have penciled off a little region, like where the forests and roads were, and then gone in and sort of just played it by ear, sort of free-handed it. And I'm assuming you're gonna digitally color that.
Oh yeah.
So that
honestly, something with this much detail and the way I mess around with shadow, it might even be easier to just do this with like colored pencil. But for the sake of consistency with everything else, it's going to be digitally.
You know, I've been coloring some of Ken's work, and so I'm sort of like developing a, the idea of shading. There's a guy who has a video named, his name is Ken.
Did
Dan
you say watercolor paint? I'm not going to do it with watercolor paint.
Oh no! I'm talking about digital coloring. No,
I know. Kristen yelled from the other room about watercolor paint.
Well, if you make a copy of it on some heavy cardstock, or rather multi-use paper
Yeah, I've got like watercolor paper and stuff, but this is really heavy Bristol card because
I use like a razor blade to friggin' ink with. So I can't imagine that watercolor paper would survive very long. You'd be taking huge chunks of it.
Now you'd have to, like I said, you'd have to somehow get that. You'd have to get that printer you're talking about, run that heavy paper through it, the multi-purpose paper, and then experiment with it. And because if you just did that, the water
Yeah.
screw it up.
Yeah, it would break down the ink, right? Like, is this water soluble? It's Speedball Super Black. I don't think it is. It's India ink.
Yeah, you'd have to experiment with it, and I'll tell you what, if you were to color this and it were to run and do all this stuff, we'd be getting you, we'd be going over to the insane asylum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like everybody's just dead set on trying to slow me down, aren't they? More detail, more elaborate backgrounds. You should paint. Everybody shut up, man.
Trish says she's working, so she apologizes for not being on.
Say what?
Trish says she's working still at this late hour. Well, I guess it's a much later hour for y'all.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be an even later hour next week because we change our clocks. I don't know if y'all do.
Yeah, we do. There's only one province that doesn't do that. I think Saskatchewan. You like my confidence there?
We have some states because it can actually go county by county here.
Oh, so, that's horse shit.
Yeah,
I'd be so mad.
Well, it could work in your favor if you lived in a county that didn't change, and you could get there at a less ungodly hour. But most of the states are, I guess, homogeneous with it. But I think like Arizona and Indiana and some of those places, there are some counties that don't change. There was talk of having counties that would only go back or forward 30 minutes or something like that. That would be a mess.
Yeah, like I'm just imagining trying to schedule lunch with your buddy. Like it's only like a 10-minute drive, but somehow it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, you'd arrive.
Time.
It's like a time warp. You'd arrive. Well, you could schedule it because the guy'd always have to go back to work. As soon as you get there, he'd have to leave. So you'd have to, I don't know, give out on work, grace the unemployment line with.
It's just like a long conversation, right? Like I'll meet you there at 2:00. Oh, okay. Was that 2:00 for me or 2:00 for? I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, so like stage left, stage right, stage.
Exactly.
1600 Lima. Actually, yeah, You'd have to go like that. Greenwich Mean Time. I'll meet you there at 1600 Zulu.
1600 Zulu. All right, I said I was going to the top of the church. I've gone past that. I'm going to finish up this last little bit of trees, and then I need to dip because Matt has been waiting for me to answer a question for a very long time.
Yeah, and there is virtue in taking a break.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd lose my damn mind here. I've made some pretty good progress on this. I don't know how long I've been doing this, but
now
an hour?
I'm almost afraid to say this, but are you going to go back over and like add some darkened lines to simulate some shadowing and all that?
I'll probably make that up in color. I'm kind of trying to be mindful of that as I go, but my nib's getting pretty worn out.
I need to head over to Hobby Lobby tomorrow and pick up some of those. I've been using those what are they, Micro Pros, and what's that other?
What, the Pigma?
Something or other.
You got the Pigma fine liner?
Yeah, they dry. They dry faster than I'd like, and I'd like to go with the inkwell thing. The little. But
are you talking about this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Micron is what it is. I think it's Micro Pros. I don't even know what Micro Pros was.
I don't know. They lasted me a while, but I don't chew through them that hard.
Maybe I'm
but nothing
pressing too hard.
Yeah, that could be it. Nothing beats the inkwell though, really.
Well, see, I don't have the the boldness and audacity that you have of dangling the inkwell over an hour of work. That I guess if you want to live bravely.
Oh, I just lean into it. I just make it look like it was on purpose. I don't know if you noticed, I've worked smears in and tried to play it off. Like I've adjusted the lighting for my final product based on a smear that I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. And then when I go to color, I just make the light, like work that into the shadow. I've done it twice. I did it in Badger 2 and I did it in Badger 3. I'm only like 5 pages in and I've already done it. I just moved
Happy
it to cover the smear. Yeah. Make it look intentional. Yeah, happy accident. That's it. I promise. There are no mistakes. I really want to do this fountain. So this is a little, it was a custom, privately commissioned fountain that the proprietor of this castle has, and it's a statue of a gentleman vomiting. And I'm going to do it in way better detail when they get closer to the castle.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. See, I tend to do that.
Just stand
You're
apart.
inspiring me to draw like a 2-page spread, from an even page to an odd page of some sort of battle or something similar to this, similar in scope to what you've done here, and for the sole purpose, I just made of zooming in on some of these places, and kind of like exploring the map. And I'll tell you what, I know exactly what the feeling I'm getting. Did you ever play the original Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
With the scrolling screens and all that?
Yeah.
That's what's kind of like popping into my mind from what you've got here, except yours is a bit more, yours is not obviously, straight down. Yours is at a
Yeah, like what's it called? 1.5 or 2.5 perspective?
Yeah, you can.
But
I can see the lay of the land that you have there. You're
that's
going down
actually
that
what I
road.
did. That's actually what I did. I sketched out a good chunk of where I wanted stuff. Like I started with the village and the castle, and then did the road, and then for like the perspective and the details, all the other stuff, I went back and looked at screenshots from like Breath of Fire 3 and like Legend of the Dragoon, mostly stuff from like PlayStation 1 gen, and I was looking at that like not isometric, but yeah, it might be isometric, but that like 2.5 dimension sort of thing that they did just to try
Oh
to
yes, yeah. Because
like
there's
I was
just enough.
mindful of
There's just enough perspective, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to get as much information as you can. But honestly, if you did it like from actual 3D perspective, you wouldn't be able to see. So the trees would obscure like
that.
those
Yeah, exactly.
clearings and roads. So you have to have a tiny bit of suspension of disbelief.
Ah, let's turn this camera around and then
Ha! There he is.
yeah. There's a lot so yeah, I gotta answer Matt about that D&D thing, and I gotta jet. But
All right,
thanks for
take it easy.
on. Say what?
That's it. Take it easy. We'll catch you another time. Maybe I like popping in like this. I don't have to. I don't have to type so much.
This is all it is. It's just a dash mount from a car, and I just stick it on. Yeah, I just stick it on the drafting table.
I saw one of those at the dollar store. See what I can do. All right. Well, you take it easy. Thanks for letting me encroach.
All right. Awesome. Have a good night, Joe.
Good night.
All right. Peace, y'all.